Hi everyone, this is Joseph from English with Joseph. Well, this is just a very quick 5 minutes vodcast to tell you what I've been up to in these recent days. I'm not sure if you can see me, so let me adjust the camera a little bit. Well, much of my time has been taken these days with the conditional tenses, which some people still seem to have a problem with. It's coming up again and again in my teaching platforms. If you really are struggling with this, you can find my book about it on Amazon. It makes it very simple. But I think part of the problem is the way that we classify English grammar into different sections. We have to classify it so that we can talk about it freely and find a way that we can teach it to you. But really the way to learn this is by speaking. The classification exists only as a way to bring it down to its lowest level so we can have a discussion like this one. But if you think of something like the second conditional, the second conditional is actually using the past tense and then the present conditional or the present continuous conditional. Okay, so in other words, if I spoke Italian, I would live in Italy. If I spoke Italian, I would be living in Italy. Okay? But there's an easier way to think of this. Rather than thinking of it as the second conditional, perhaps an easier way might be to think about it as a part of the present tense. For example, the second part of that, I would be living in Italy. Okay? It's the would part and the be part, which is a little bit of a different construction. But if you think of this as being a present conditional, you can reclassify that so that it sits well with the other present tenses. Now my point is, you don't have to learn the conditional tenses in a very different way, like, oh, I have the past tense, I have the present tense, I have the perfect tense. You can put the conditional tenses with the other tenses, but you must remember that they're about the unreal past rather than the real past, and that's why we use them. So the idea is simply open your mind to make this experience of learning something different for you. Another way of looking at something like conditional tenses is to draw a timeline. I love timelines, and it's another way of looking at the same thing. What you can do is you can get a piece of paper and mark on the paper the present, okay? And then at the far end mark the past, and at the other end mark the future. And then you can mark all the tenses in different colours to show where they exist in relation to the present. And for the unreal, the conditional, you could draw a second line underneath and show how they interact. The idea is to get you to think about classifying different points of English grammar in different ways, because to have 10, 11 or 12 different blocks of what you consider to be complete grammar is not always very useful, but to create some kind of pedagogical structure might be better so that at a glance you can see. Those of you who follow me on Twitter and Facebook will notice that at this moment I'm promoting a Learn Hebrew book. I don't generally promote other language books, although I do love language. But one of the reasons why I like this particular book, this Learn Hebrew method, is because it's based around conversation. From day one, it teaches you to interact with other people. And that has to be wonderful. That has to be absolutely wonderful. And I really don't like these books such as Learn English in 20 Days, because you can learn English in 2 hours if you had someone to sit and talk to you, to tell you your mistakes. It really isn't difficult, but it's because of our shyness. Okay, well, I'm going to go now because I have my first class, and we'll continue this another time. So I'm going to post this, and I'm also going to post a conversation that I had with Avi last night. I'm sorry for the poor audio quality, but I thought I would post it anyway. I suppose English that you can't hear very well might not be beneficial, but it might make you smile. Okay, have a good day and thank you. Bye bye.